to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are all having a great day. We're finally live on YouTube and on my new TikTok channel, so go check it out. Crypto Andrew 333. So the link to join is on my old TikTok channel. But let's kind of look at what Bitcoin is doing right now. A little bit live earlier than normal, but we go live Saturdays and Mondays, usually 9 p.m. Central Time. Sometimes it's earlier. If I ever have to change it, I do let you guys know in the Telegram group. Link to join that is in the description below on YouTube and TikTok if you ever do want to join that. But right now, let's look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We are currently sitting in extreme fear at 12 on the Crypto and Fear and Greed Index. And I just do want to do a sound check before we get too far into this. Hopefully you guys are all having a great day earlier. If I ever have to change it, and it looks like the sound and everything is working. So let's dive into Bitcoin. Right now I see Bitcoin in a bear flag on the 15-minute time frame. It does not look that good to me. And the measure move would take you down to 61.6. That's almost to a new low. Now obviously I do want to break down the higher time frames. And like the 3 days getting close to being overbought. The 2 day is already overbought. You still have the green dot though. Money flow is trying to go to the upside. I did buy this on the 2 day because you got a green dot in the money flow. I bought that. And so far right now it's lackluster. Daily time frame rolling over. That's not great. Money flow not overbought yet. So can the daily time frame make a higher low? That's a lower high though. So that's not fantastic to me either. And then we look at the 12-hour time frame. 12-hour time frame trying to make a higher low, but definitely no signs of a bottoming yet. And again, that bear flag looming large right now on the smaller time frames. Now 8-hour time frame. You still have the money flow coming to the downside. Our side is oversold, but that doesn't mean anything. You're not sitting on support right now. So right now for Bitcoin, it looks more bearish than bullish. And your next support to the downside that I really see, maybe you have a little bit of support, 62,500. And that's really the next support I see if Bitcoin cannot reclaim $69,300. If we jump down to the 6-hour time frame, again, money flow is coming to the downside. Our side is oversold. But again, that next support I see is about $62,300 for Bitcoin. So I still see more downside even on the 6-hour time frame. And then we go to the 4-hour time frame. We lost a 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. And that's just not good. If we lose it on the 4, you can expect it to happen on the 3-hour should have already lost it. So I see even the 1-hour time frame is in a bear flag now, and now you're below the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour. So to me, it's pretty likely we roll over, even if it is the weekend. 1 hour has 2 green dots, but that was a while ago. 2 hour has green dots. So some of the small 3-hour has green dots. 4 hour even has a green dot. So really, I think the 4 hour wants to balance, but we're just struggling to do so. And until you can reclaim at least, I would say the 1 hour 200. That's 68.4. It's pretty bearish. Until the 15 reclaims, it's 200 at 69K. It's still pretty bearish as well. So the first spot you really need to reclaim would be the 1 hour 200-day moving average. And right now I see more downside for Bitcoin. It does not look fantastic. And I'm not shorting this. I'm trying to stay on my long, but it looks sketchy to say the least right now for Bitcoin. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below and I'll look at them. But right now, I will be honest with you, it doesn't look fantastic for Bitcoin. So if you guys hit the likes, I appreciate it. It does help support the channel. But right now, it does look more bearish than bullish for Bitcoin. I see a measure move down to about 61.8. If I jump down to the 5-minute time frame for Bitcoin right now, you're still below the 200. And if I had to really call it, I don't like this, but that's a bear flag. That's head and shoulders as well. Or you could just say it's an M pattern that's likely to dump. Either way you slice it, that looks very bearish to me. And that's calling for more downside. And then I can even see something like this, which is just, again, another head and shoulders pattern for Bitcoin. Here's your neckline, so Bitcoin loses, and you're below the neckline. At this point, you're making a bear flag below the head and shoulders. I see way more downside for Bitcoin. It looks horrible, and I hate to say that, but it does not look very good to me at all. It looks like we are going to head probably back to the low 60K range. And maybe we bounce there. Maybe we stay range bound between 60K and 75K or 76K for the next 3 months. That's a possibility. But at least short term, I see us going back down to the bottom of the range on Bitcoin. I hate to say that, at $62,300. And that's just what I see going on with Bitcoin. That's the most likely scenario for Bitcoin right now. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know. We got 2 people watching on YouTube right now. But that's kind of my update. Right now I see more downside for Bitcoin. We'll see what happens, but I see it head shoulders pattern. I see an M pattern. I see a bear flag below that. If you go down to the 1 minute, but I haven't seen like a M pattern on the 1 minute. That's horrible. And at this point, if you lose 67,000 476, you could enter another short. I mean, this is not financial advice, but this is one of the more bearish looking charts I've seen in a long time, and this sucks for Bitcoin. It looks like you're going to dump hard, actually. So I would say there's at least an 80% chance that you do go down to at least 63K in the next 7 days, based on what this chart is telling me. Right now, it just looks bad to me. As for anything that's going good for me, I'm in a short on power. So power right now is continuing to dump, and this is the coin that if you go to the 4-hour time frame, this is the same coin that is down like 90%. A few days ago, just on March 2nd, 5 days ago, you were sitting at 256 all-time highs, and now you come and look at it, now this thing's at 12 cents. That's absurd. That's crazy. But I still see more downside, and this thing's probably over. It's probably never going back to 256. And if nothing else, this is just another bear flag that I see on power. So if you guys know why this dumped, I would love to know. But this is not looking like a very healthy chart. In fact, it looks about as bad as it can get. So it looks even way worse than Bitcoin. This bear flag has a major move now of about 9 cents. So power in a major bear flag, well below the 200, now in the 15. And I see more downside. For a second, you try to hit it, but no cigar. And it looks like it's just going to continue to roll over. I am in the money now. I entered the trade at 15 cents. Stop loss now is at 13.4. And I am in a short on power crypto right now. And I see more downside for this. So that is your call of the day. And by no means is this financial advice, but that is what I see going on. I see power. I trade this on BitGet. And I see more downside for power. So maybe this can hedge my Bitcoin long, because right now this is not looking good at all for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin bounces here, but I see more downside for Bitcoin right now. And power, I see more downside for power as well. So right now I'm analyzing the Bitcoin market in fear gauge, and I'm suggesting a trading strategy. That's what TikTok is suggesting I tell you guys. Anyways. So that's kind of my update, guys, on what the market's doing. It looks more bearish than bullish. Let me see. Adams just getting annihilated. I'm also in a long on this, but this looks like I'm going to get stopped out of my long. Stop loss is 32.5 cents. And at this point, you lost the major ascending triangle. This was a high making higher lows, same highs. This is an ascending triangle, and these break out about 68% of the time, but no cigar. And at this point now, it just looks like a bear flag on the 1 hour. I'm staying long until you hit 32.5 or hit my take profit at 48 cents. But it looks like it looks very likely at this point you're going to continue to hit my stop loss. So my stop loss is below this last wick right here at 32.5. That's why I have my stop loss where it is. But it looks like it's like a 80 to 90% chance you hit it. 15-minute doesn't really look very bullish to me, even though 1 minute is below the 200. So I'm in a long here. I mean, you could enter a long here with a stop at 32.5 and just hope for a prayer that you bounce it, but it's likely you get stopped out. I'm still long until you hit 32.5 though, or 48 cents. And I did take this on the 1 hour. At this point, I took it right here, and you lost to 200, and I could have even had my stop at, below the 200-day moving average, and I would have lost less money. But at this point, it is what it is, and we're very close to my stop loss. So those are the 3 trades I'm in: a Bitcoin long, an Arrow long, which is very likely to end quickly, and a power short. So again, hopefully the power short will hedge the rest of my portfolio, because right now this is not looking good. But I think I'm going to lose more money on Bitcoin long and the Arrow long than the power short, which kind of sucks, but it's hedging it a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Welcome, Jeff. How you guys doing? So that's kind of my update on the market. I see more downside though, and I don't know, man. It kind of sucks. There's not a lot more to talk about. So it is just looking more and more bearish to me. I'll be back live on Tuesday night going over this even more. But I got to be honest with you. I see more downside for the rest of the market. So I'm going to stay my power short. I'm going to stay my Bitcoin long for right now. And Arrow short Arrow long just looks like it's about to get stopped out. So yeah, I don't see. I'm not loving what I see in the markets right now. But it is what it is. Down to 0 viewers now on YouTube. That kind of sucks. So, anywho. That's what I see going on in the markets. I just see more downside. And I guess maybe the question is, do I add to my power short to hedge my portfolio a little bit. That might not be the worst idea, but then the second I do that, does it just bounce? I mean, because your stop loss is a little bit ways away now. My stop loss is at 13.4. That's a little bit ways away from where the price of power really is. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Or is this? I mean, does power go back to a penny? Who knows? I don't think it's ever actually been at a penny. Let me look at the 4-hour time frame. I don't think it ever has been. Oh, actually, we can zoom out to the 12-hour. I mean, yeah, I think power right now is at all-time lows, basically, which is crazy to me. So I can jump down to the 8-hour. Yeah, if power goes, but yeah, power is basically at all-time lows right now, which is at least ever since it came out on this exchange. So the 6-hour time frame has never really been lower than about, I would say, 12 cents. So yeah, power is quite literally at all-time lows. This is now a lower low in price action. So power is basically trading at all-time lows right now. So it weren't price discovery, but to the downside. So that's not good. The all-time low officially in power is 11.2 cents, basically 11.19 cents. That's basically the all-time low on power. So we'll see what happens. But it looks pretty bad for any kind of bounce to the upside for power. So that's kind of where I stand in my trades. I told you all the 3 trades I'm in. And maybe Arrow gets a macro bounce here, puts in a double bottom, higher low slightly. But for right now, I'm all set. It looks pretty bad to me. And that's pretty bad. I'm sorry that there's not more bullish things to talk about, but it looks pretty bad to me. So it doesn't look good. So with that being said, guys, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over in the markets. If you guys have requests, let me know in the comment section below. But right now, it just doesn't look good. We can go. Let me go look at Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, Ethereum is going to follow whatever Bitcoin is doing. Right now, Ethereum is below the 4-hour 200, and I said back here, this is a head and shoulders pattern, and we finally did dump. And at this point, the measure move is still this head and shoulders pattern and the descending triangle. Measure move is still about $1,245. So either way you slice it, even Ethereum looks pretty bad to me. How's it going high? High rivals. It looks pretty bad to me that even Ethereum is going to continue to dump to the downside. It just doesn't look good. 12-hour well below the 200 up here on Ethereum. So if I had to call it right now, let me go down the 1-hour time frame for Ethereum. But like that's a bear flag on Ethereum, even on the 15 or even on the 1-hour. And it does kind of suggest that you're gonna dump to measure move would be about 1770 on Ethereum. In all reality, I think the measure move would actually be more like up here, though. And it's even worse of a measure move. That would take you down to the support, basically, at $1,720. Thank you! Wow, we have likes on TikTok on this new TikTok channel. Thank you. So, yeah, it looks like Ethereum could go down to about $1,720. Or, yeah, that's the measure move. That's the measure move on the 1-hour bear flag. So I see both Ethereum and Bitcoin, unfortunately, right now, in a bear flag. And it looks like we're going to continue to head to the downside right now. And that's kind of where I stand with the price of Ethereum, with the price of Bitcoin. Let me look at the 15-minute time frame really quickly. But 1 hour, yeah, I would just look at the 1-hour time frame and stick to the 1 hour. Don't get caught up on the 15. 1 hour, until that gets oversold, you could be in a short. 4 hours oversold. I would stick to the 1-hour time frame. And when this gets oversold, maybe it's time to get out. But right now, this looks like pretty dumpy. Again, remember, here's what I want to preface before I leave. It's the weekend. Whatever dump happens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, there's going to be some kind of CME gap. On shitcoins, I wouldn't agree with this. But on Bitcoin, and especially Bitcoin, but also Ethereum, if Bitcoin dumps from 67 to 62K over the weekend, which is not what I think is going to happen, I think it takes a few days. But if that did happen, come next week, it's likely you will get some kind of bounce because it happened over the weekend. So just be aware that if you want to see a dump, the healthiest time for any asset to dump is during the work week if it's in crypto. So that's my update, guys, on the markets. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'll just respect the trend, guys. Right now, the trend is to the downside. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great one. I'll be back live on Tuesday. I don't know the exact time I'll be live on Tuesday. I'll let you guys know in the Telegram group. Link to join. The Telegram group is in the link to join below. Have a great one, and adios. Thank you for stopping by.